Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So guys, the market poised for a move. The crypto market cap at 217 billion, Bitcoin dominant 68.1. Bitcoin right now trading at 8134, Ethereum 143, and XRP 0.213. Okay, we're not seeing much movement as of yet, guys. This is Bitcoin on a daily, but you can see the prominent bullish pennant here forming, okay, for Bitcoin. And we can see down here that tall green volume bars were coupled with this bullish movement from a few days ago, followed by some low negative pressure, negative volume, okay, which is resulting in this formation of the bullish pennant. What happens generally after a bullish pennant? Another rise up. Okay, let's look at XRP just to compare that. And the formation doesn't look as promising with XRP, but if we do see more Bitcoin movement upwards, I'm sure XRP will follow along with the other cryptocurrencies in the space. It might not happen instantaneously. We might see a Bitcoin surge first because we know altcoins tend to lag. So there really isn't too much happening right now in the crypto space. So we just gotta, wait and see. This is all a waiting game. We've been waiting for so long. And we just want to see another push up, another push beyond this $13,000, $14,000 mark for Bitcoin to confirm an overall bullish trend. I'm going to put Bitcoin on the weekly for a sec. Maybe even on the monthly. Let's see what it looks like on the monthly, right? And here's Bitcoin on the monthly. So if we can confirm that bullish trend with that longer term chart, getting up past that $14,000 mark, then our next stop is ultimately 20,000, and then we're off to the races. Once we've passed 20,000, it's anybody's guess where we could go from there. One step at a time. And guys, I'm kind of glad I put this on the monthly because you can see that bullish Bitcoin pennant forming too on that longer time frame for Bitcoin. You see it there? Bullish pennant right after we saw that significant bullish market. Then we went up all the way up to almost 14,000. And then coming back down on lower red pressure, so solid green pressure coming back down on lower negative selling pressure, forming that pennant shape. Guys, I saw this here. Jim Hyatt at TwinPop14 on Twitter. Now that's a buy order, and who caught this? 2,082,129 XRP in a buy order, waiting there at 0.2125 cents. So this caught a lot of people's attention. It's an order on Coinbase Pro. Don't know if it went through or not. And some people are suggesting that it could be some whales fishing for chum. So the idea here is that whales will put in this kind of an order to artificially or make it look like the price is going up, but it's really their order that's getting bought up. And so the theory is FOMO will kick in, more people will push the price up even further, and then they'll sell their stack at a higher price. So some people here speculating about that on Twitter. XRP Advantage says you can't trust market depth. Whales may simply be looking to bid price up to sell into it. Jim Hyatt says agree, but Coining203 and others have found similar buy orders in several other exchanges, not saying it's anything, but still interesting that they are all within the same price range. XRP Advantage, yeah, that smells pretty whaley to me. So it's interesting that we can see this in the level 2 of Coinbase Pro. And guys, for those of you guys who are not familiar with stock trading, this kind of level 2 information, this is what's called level 2 information in stock trading. You have to pay big bucks to get this kind of information. With the crypto space, since we don't have that institutional interest yet because of cryptocurrency regulations, we're getting all this for free, but I wouldn't be surprised if we won't be able to see this information, or rather we'd have to pay a subscription fee to see buy and sell orders in the future. So don't get used to having this unless you're willing to pay for it down the road. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer or a negative Nancy. That just seems to be the case, at least with regards to stock. I mean, it might not, but this is great that we're able to see this now. We're able to kind of see who's buying and who's selling, or at least how many XRP people are putting in orders for. This roughly equates to about $442,000 worth of XRP, by the way. Matthew Liny on Twitter posts this. So RippleNet partner Standard Chartered backs China's Linklogis built on Tencent blockchain. So Standard Chartered, we know, is a Ripple partner. From the UK, British bank Standard Chartered is investing an undisclosed amount in China's supply chain platform Linklogis, earning an equity stake, which means they likely invested quite a bit, and further enhancing its ongoing partnership, Standard Chartered announced. Corporate clients globally are increasingly looking for efficient and secure digital platforms to meet their supply chain financing needs. Our strategic investment into Linklogis not only allows us to better serve our clients by being a part of their integrated ecosystem, it also reinforces our efforts to support China's opening by facilitating the flow of capital, particularly for the Greater Bay Area, said Benjamin Hung, Regional CEO for Greater China and North Asia at Standard Chartered. This is the bank's first investment in a Chinese supply chain, which will support Linklogis' joint supply chain network scheme, allowing suppliers to tap economical and accessible financing. So Simon Cooper, CEO of Corporate Commercial and Institutional Banking at Standard Chartered, says, and I quote, "Providing a deep-tier supply chain financing is a key priority in our strategy to support our clients' entire sales and distribution network. To that end, we are excited to deepen our partnership with Linklogis, which shares our commitment in helping businesses around the world create healthy and sustainable supply chains by banking their suppliers and distributors." So great news for Standard Chartered, making their way into China, and we know they're a Ripple partner, so the back-end technology likely going to be on RippleNet using XRP to settle, right? Supply chain financing, allowing their suppliers economical and accessible financing. Okay, guys, we have to understand why they're doing it. And, with the Ripple tech, making it frictionless, making what used to be a pain point for many of these companies a lot easier. This is why companies are going with Ripple, the efficiency factor, and the fact that it's way less costly than it used to be. All right, think of all the reasons people are fed up with using Swift. Now look at Ripple and how does it improve on that? Just as another example. So very, very interesting news coming out of the UK and China. Then I saw this guy's Ant1 on Twitter at Ant159694954, actually originally tweeted by Phoenix Rising at Phoenix Rising, spelled with a 0, 3, and a 5. And this is the biggest piece of FUD I've ever seen, so I do not blame Ant1 for this. It's important to get this out there because even though it is FUD, it is important to understand that it is FUD and to not be worried about such FUD. So what do? We take it head on. And essentially, I will link the article in the description for you guys who want to read it further. This is just a discussion about if XRP is going to be considered a security or not, and the lawsuit that's going on with Ripple, and they're framing it though in a way that is stating, well, January 15th, that's going to be the day. That's going to be the day that it's going to be determined, and they're making it sound like such a big monumental decision will be made on that day. But realistically, guys, we know proof is in the partnerships. I don't think this has legs, despite what they say in this article. I'm not even going to read it because it's just fuddy. I wanted to bring it up, though, because it is floating around out there, and I know some people are probably a little worried about it. Nevertheless, Judge Hamilton will be making a decision. I'll just read this. Hamilton, who is the Chief District Judge of the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California, is expected to approve or deny Ripple's final motion to toss the suit. I think they will ultimately toss it. I think Ripple has enough backing and enough reasoning to suggest that XRP is not a security and that Ripple was not using XRP as an ICO or a Ponzi scheme or whatever else they are claiming that it had used it for to grow the company. Anyway, won't spend much more time on that. Guys, I saw this from XQuest8 on Twitter, and this is really, really interesting. So at XQuest8 posts this, okay? Glenn Hutchins owns a $39 billion private equity firm focused on the technology sector. 20 years in business, he has invested in 4 computing paradigms. He's now investing in Circle, Ripple, and Virtue. So XQuest8 retweeted another tweet of his, which stated the 4th computing paradigm: first, mainframes, bulk data processing; second, distributed, multiple computer completing one task; third, mobile, accesses data wherever you are; and fourth, decentralized allocations of resources. So what we've got to know here is a little bit of background on Glenn Hutchins. So he links to this YouTube video here, guys. It's only 3 minutes long. I'm not going to play it for copyright purposes. I will put it in the description if you guys want to watch it. But ultimately, let's give you guys a little bit of background on Glenn Hutchins. So he's an American businessman and investor. He is a private equity investor focused on the technology sector and co-founder of Silver Lake Partners, a $39 billion private equity firm. So Glenn Hutchins says he's been invested in many things before they were popular, including fintech. So he says he was invested in fintech 20 years ago, but the thing that they couldn't figure out how to penetrate these legacy systems, i.e. Swift, to do a better job than what they're doing, because a lot of that sector is very, very protected, as he's mentioned, and there's not too many angles you can get to within that industry without, they have it set up so that it's a monopoly, so that a certain few companies can do really, really well. Well, what he said is now that with Ripple technology, this is the actual only way he sees that they can do it. And the key, guys, is XRP and ODL. The fact that they can actually take the price down so much that their competitor won't really have a leg to stand on. If you penetrate the industry and you can give the customer instantaneous settlement at a fraction of pennies, you can strategically price your service so low that your competition won't know what to do. And this is what Glenn Hutchins says is the key to success in this industry. So I thought that was really, really interesting. Again, guys, this is just a 3-minute clip here, posted by XQuest8. I will link it in the description. The tweet goes on here. You must have all seen the video now with Clayton and Gary Cohn that was recently released. Wanted to give you some extra info. And then he goes on a little bit here, just a little screen grab here with regards to origins of decentralized computing. Guys, I will link this tweet in the description as well. Underdog XRP down here, also on the board of the NY Fed, and posts a link regarding that. And also, guys, posted in this tweet thread was this: Ripple investor Glenn Hutchins, SEC Clayton, and Gary Cohn, state of our securities market, guys. This from Daily XRP News, posted by Bank XRP. This video is an hour long. I haven't watched it yet, but it will be for some interesting watching today. I will also link this in the description for you guys if you really want to get deep into this. So when in doubt, folks, just follow the money. The fact that Glenn Hutchins has had a profitable history growing certain companies within industries that may have been a bit fickle will bode well for his investment in Circle, Ripple, and Virtue. He understands that by unlocking XRP's potential, this is the key to attacking the current market conditions. And by lowering those transaction costs by over 90% is how they're going to democratize this whole industry. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.